Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about Catarina Devon's Mythical Zoan Devil Fruit of a Kyuubi and how she is very possibly going to be the one fighting Nami by the end of the series. Let's go! Okay, so the Kyuubi, or the nine-tailed fox, has another name which is also stated as a Kitsune. And these types of yokai are mostly deemed as evil due to the fact that the tanuki is more mischievous type of yokai, which has some different parallels between the two. They both have the ability to transform into different things, and by judging by the latest manga chapter that Catarina Devon actually turned into Absalom to actually full Gecko Moria. Now this was obviously in the latest chapter of One Piece, which was 925, and to be honest I wanted to cover all of the types of possible powers she could possibly have. But first of all, she can transform into other different people as a nine-tailed fox. Not only that, she can actually turn into a nine-tailed fox because this is a mythical Zoan type devil fruit, which is classed as the Inu Inu no Mi, or the model Kinobi, which is the Mut Mut fruit if you wanted to know the English part. Now this type of devil fruit is actually rather powerful. Now if the actual yokai is to be drawn for parallels between the two, so I did some research on the Kitsune and the Kyuubi, and basically they have the ability to obviously shapeshift, which is already been shown in the latest manga chapter. Along with that, they to actually create illusions. Now I wonder who else can create illusions. Nami is able to create illusions in order to fool and otherwise just create different types of illusions to benefit them in like any form. Now the Kitsune is able to create these illusions, which could even go from as little as something really small as an illusion, or something as giant as like they could create an entire cityscape. I doubt that this will be shown in the actual One Piece thing, but I do reckon that the illusions will play a big part. Maybe something along the lines of she turns into her Kitsune or Kyuubi and creates loads of different ones of her, and then she like does something like double team that Pikachu did in Pokemon. Other different abilities that the Kitsune or the Kyuubi can actually do is by possessing humans. Now I don't actually reckon that this will actually happen in One Piece, but it is a strong possibility, as this could tie in very well with the kind of darkish-esque theme of the Blackbeard crew, so I'm not going to rule that out fully. The other abilities that they actually have is the ability to fly, also to actually cast fire and lightning upon their enemies. This would be insane as to go against other people in like One Piece. I wonder who else can actually create lightning and produce fire. Yeah. She has also the ability to turn invisible. Now obviously the Kitsune is able to turn invisible, and this will actually provide a strong like attacking force in order to actually, she could actually double up with Shiryu and then like do a double attack of invisibility. That would be totally damaging to anyone. And along with that, the Kitsune has the ability to actually hear the Kitsune has the ability to see or hear anything around them. So this is kind of helpful. It's kind of like Violet's devil fruit, where she can actually just see with clairvoyance over the areas. So if this was actually implemented into her devil fruit, that would be a very strong aspect to the Whitebeard Pirates, as she could very well be the navigator of the crew. But along with that, the tails of the nine-tailed fox in particular could actually represent how powerful they are, or otherwise how wise they are in all. This was actually taken from the wiki of a nine-tailed fox, or the Kitsune, and basically I was looking at it, I was like, okay, well if she's got the devil fruit of a nine-tailed fox, then she's only 9 times stronger or wiser, maybe, I don't know. But obviously these powers are up for speculation and discussion, and to be honest, I do reckon that the illusions and the lightning and fire will come into play with this devil fruit. This is just my take on the idea, because this would go very well in the actual One Piece storyline, as it would give her a bit more than just thrusting a spear at someone. The Kitsune is known to actually hold a orb around with them, which carries a portion of their power and soul along with them, and it is called a Yoshi no Tama. And basically, if a Kitsune does not actually have its Yoshi no Tama, then they will pretty much die over a certain period of time without it, because obviously it contains most of their power and a portion of their soul. So I reckon if you just took it from them and smashed it, they would die. But along with that, Kitsunes or nine-tailed foxes are inherently evil, or their personality is rather evil in particular, and this would go well with Catarina Devon's actual personality in question, as she is a rather evil woman known as the Crescent Moon Hunter, and she is someone that you wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley. Now this is because if you are a female, she will kill you, behead you, and lay you up on her mantelpiece if she deems you more prettier than she is. Basically, anyone's prettier than she is, and to be honest, I don't think a lot of people will actually be alive near the Blackbeard Pirates' home base if they're prettier than Catarina Devon. This could actually come into play when Nami actually comes and fights her, because I do reckon that is going to happen, but we'll get onto that later on in a second. Now, all in all, what do you reckon this devil fruit's actually going to be like? It's somewhat like the ability of the clone fruit with the powers of shape-shifting. She's also a Zoan type, which means she can turn into the nine-tailed fox, and along with that, I reckon, this is just my speculation, is that she will be able to cast some sort of fire or lightning and create some illusions in order to bring a bit more to the table than just being able to shapeshift. Now this one would actually be a very powerful devil fruit in question, and I reckon it will do rather well in combat. But along with that, why do I think Nami and Catarina Devon are going to fight by near the end of the series? Now I reckon this because Nami uses illusions, Catarina Devon uses illusions. Nami is a very attractive young lady for an anime character, and Catarina Devon will want to kill her because she's more prettier than she is. And along with that, I reckon that this would draw some really cool scenes in order to actually fight her, because if Nami can cast her illusions and try and fight back with her lightning and rain and all of her climb attack stuff that she does, along with that against Catarina Devon, who is known as one of the most dangerous women in the whole of One Piece, then I would reckon that this is rather good in order to actually see this unfold if it actually happened. Now I do reckon that it will happen, but I don't see Robin actually fighting Catarina Devon, as I don't think it would be a rather good matchup. I think she'd be fighting someone like Lafitte. Now I do reckon that this would be an insanely good matchup, and I reckon that this would actually happen, as I think they would be a rather good matchup. I reckon that Catarina Devon will fight Nami. That's my take on the entire thing. I think the nine-tailed fox is a really cool concept to actually have with the Blackbeard Pirates, and I want to see it happen a bit more. I'm wondering if Gecko Moria will actually join the Blackbeard Pirates. That is one thing I would like to know. But along with that, what do you think of this devil fruit? Do you reckon some of the new possibilities, like creating fire, lightning, being able to shapeshift, possessing humans, all that type of jazz, will actually happen with her devil fruit, or is it just the shapeshifting and turning into a nine-tailed fox? What do you reckon? Put it down in the comment section down below. And that being the case, guys, have a lovely rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video tomorrow. Bye bye.